In this video, we'll learn how to do a histogram of an interval level variable. In this case, we've got the fire response data set from Excel uploaded into SPSS just like we had in the previous video. Remember in the previous video that we had found that the mean response time was 363 seconds and the median response time was 339 seconds. So that would suggest that there's positive skew. If we wanted to do a histogram to try to see if response times are normally distributed into a perfect bell curve, we can easily do that in SPSS. So go to your graphs link here on SPSS and go down to Legacy Dialogues, and what we're interested in doing is a histogram. The variable that we're interested in is the response time variable, so response, and we move that over. If we want SPSS to try to put a normal curve around our histogram, we can do that by simply checking display normal curve. And clicking OK. The output window will pop up. Remember we said that the average response time or mean was a little over 363 seconds. The median from the previous video indicated that was 339. The bars represent the frequency or the number of observations that you see of a particular response time. And we've got response times from almost 0 seconds, which probably don't exist, but for the sake of argument, we'll keep those in there, all the way up to about 1200. What you can see is the distribution is approaching normality or normal, but it is skewed to the tails to the right. So it's not a perfectly normal bell curve. You can see that there's a positive skew. The tails extend out to the far right, hence why the mean is greater than the median. They try to impose a normal curve on here, and you can see that it's not perfectly symmetrical. You can see a little bit of a fat tail out here and then a long skinny one out to the right. So you would not be able to do z-scores with this, but this graphing of a histogram is an important tool to determine if your variable of interest, especially your dependent variable, as we will see later in the semester, is normally distributed. If it's normally distributed, you can run all kinds of analyses. If it's not, as we'll see later, we may have to do some manipulation to that variable. But this is how to do a histogram. In your homework, I believe you have to do a histogram from turnout time and determine if it's normal or not.